had the introduction week where the students get to know their group members by sitting in their group, and the lecturer will explain about scheme of work on how the career mark is calculated, and the student can plan on how they need to score in this subject. The second week, we learn about communication. There are two types of communication. The first one is verbal communication. There are two forms of verbal communication, which are in oral and written forms. And the other one is non-verbal communication, meaning that we are not using mouth to communicate. For example, we use gesture. We also learn about effective communication, which there are no misunderstood and misinformation happen to the listener during the communication happening. And also we learn the rules for the speaker and the listener to achieve effective communications. For the first class activity, the students must watch a scenario video and discuss among the group members to determine who is making effective communication is difficult to be achieved, and decide the true way how they must react during communication is going on, and present it in front of the class. Week of class, we learn about communication barrier. Communication barrier means the factor that interrupt the communication process. The example types of communication barrier are the state of a person, which is physiological of a person. Example, the person experiencing illness or having poor eyesight or hearing. For psychological, we have the emotions and the state of mind of the person. Then for environment, we have background noise, poor lighting, and all of this barrier may cause misunderstood and misinformation happen to the listener. In order to prevent it from happening, the speaker must seek feedback from the listener. For the second class activity, the students are provided with a list of items. Then they must discuss among the group members on what items they must choose and their functions that must be included in the survival kit, and present it in front of the class. In the fourth week of class, we learn about decision making. We learn on what we should look on and how to make a good decision. For example, having a discussion is the best way, where we will discuss in a group, where during the discussion they need to give their point of view, and the listener can help them to detect any error in the statement. With this way, a better decision can be made. After that, we can apply it on the third class activity that we had, where the students must watch a video and discuss among the group what problem is happening in the video, and make a decision with the assist of the DM wheel provided in the Google Classroom, and then we need to present it in front of the class. For the fifth week of class, we get to watch the videos that were created by every group in the class. The video presented contain their selected communication problem, happen in healthcare procedure in handling chronic disease patient, and how they solve the problem. So for conclusion, every class activity that we had in week 2 until week 4 is to make sure the students understand about communication and practice what we learn in a physical way, in order to make sure they have better understanding about communication and how to use what they learn in the class. In conclusion, having this PEC class opened our eyes about how important communication is in our life. We can use what we learn and practice on what we learn before it is too late. While communication is very important for us, that we must use it in our professional field later, and as a student, we can use it during presentation or working on group assignment during discussion. That's all from me. Thank you. Bye.